process if it is not filled out correctly. Between K. Meyer, Ferguson, and Myers, the trio debated for a while the proper way to get an application approved, but the vote ultimately failed at 5-5. Get news anytime at DeWittDailyNews.com. We are 26 minutes ahead of the hour here on this Monday morning. Right now, cloudy, 51 degrees. It feels like 49 outside this morning.
Local information that makes a difference. Here's your regional weather.
Cloudy today, highs in the upper 50s, west winds at 15 to 25 miles per hour by this afternoon. Frost tonight, lows around 32. Sunny Tuesday, highs in the mid 50s. Frost Tuesday night, lows in the mid 30s. Sunny again Wednesday, highs of 60. Cloudy Thursday, temperatures in the lower to mid 60s, and cloudy Friday with a high in the mid 60s. As we continue through this Monday morning, right now in Bloomington, 49 degrees, 50 in Hayworth, it's 50 in Leroy, 51 in Farmer City, 53 in Champaign and Monticello, 52 in Decatur, 50 in Lincoln, 52 in Springfield, 50 degrees in Peoria. 51, cloudy in Clinton, feels like 49. West winds are calm, 64% humidity, 10 miles of visibility this morning. Get the latest in local weather at DeWittDailyNews.com.
Farmers who spend a lot of time behind the wheel of a tractor might be tempted to cut corners, but don't you neglect safety rules. Always match ground speed to operating conditions. Slow down on the turns near ditches and on foggy or dusty days when visibility is low. Make safety a priority on your farm.
Today and every day in 2022, think and practice safety first.
Sponsored by McLean County Farm Bureau in Bloomington, advocating for agriculture.
You and your loved one will love living here at Eagle Ridge Supportive Living in Decatur. Marketing Director Carla Thomas here with some comments from one of our happy residents.
The food is good. The cooks and service people, they try very, very hard to make the food pleasing to the senses.
Eagle Ridge in Decatur is affordable to everyone. Call me, Carla Thomas, for a tour at 217-872-1282. That's 217-872-1282 and start enjoying supportive living.
Everyone knows wind farms bring tax revenue and jobs, but what else can they do for our community? Apex Clean Energy is investing all across Illinois in homegrown wind and solar farms that help secure American energy independence. Without relying on volatile fuel prices, renewable energy keeps our air and water clean for people, crops, and wildlife. Apex Clean Energy is powering stronger communities across Illinois. Learn more at apexcleanenergy.com.
It came on a night like any other, with power unlike anything else on Earth. Using beyond advanced active ingredients like bicyclopyrrole, Acuron GT post-emergence corn herbicide is here to annihilate tough weeds. Advanced technology, enhanced control. Talk to your Syngenta retailer about Acuron GT. Always read and follow label instructions.
At Memorial, we've cared for our community for more than a century. What began as a single hospital has grown into a regional network of expertise, technology, and high-quality care. And now, our name reflects that. Introducing Memorial Health, the new name and look for all the places where you receive our care, from our hospitals to our many care locations. One name, one connected network of care. Welcome to the new symbol of health.
MR Systems Wireless has an immediate opening. They're looking for a full-time internet installer to perform the initial setup of wireless internet and voice over IP services, as well as troubleshoot and repair wireless and phone services for customers. You'll be responsible for the basic installation and maintenance of wireless equipment. No experience necessary. Includes health benefits, mileage reimbursed. Starting pay is $15 an hour. Find out more and apply by going to mrsystemswireless.com, then clicking About, then Employment. Equal Opportunity Employer.
You're listening to The Morning Show on the Big 1520 across Central Illinois.
WHOW.
Top of the morning. Thanks for being with us. I'm your host today, Seth Lawrence, and the WHOW Morning Show streams to Facebook and YouTube. It is brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton. On the morning show today, we welcome in the students from the Central Illinois CEO program, and we're going to talk with each of these students in the various segments. A group of 6 this year in the Central Illinois CEO program. We'll talk with 3 students to start, bring in the next 3 in the second segment. We start today with left to right, Brooke Oakley from Warrensburg-Latham High School, Morgan Jones, also from Warrensburg-Latham High School, and Rihanna Munjoy from Maroa Forsyth. And ladies, welcome in. Thank you so much for making time for us. Brooke, I want to start with you, if you don't mind. Swing that mic close to you. Tell us why you joined the CEO program and what your experience has been like so far.
Yeah, so I joined the CEO program because I've always been really interested in business. I'm pursuing a career in marketing in college, so I really just wanted to learn everything that I could. And my experience has been wonderful. I've learned so much that I wouldn't have experienced inside a traditional classroom.
Sure, for sure. Well, Morgan, tell us why you joined the CEO program and what your experience has been like.
Yeah, so I joined the CEO program because I've had a dream of opening my own coffee shop one day, and I knew that CEO would give me the experience and all the knowledge that I needed. And CEO's really changed my life. I've really grown as a person and build my confidence.
How many coffee shops have you been to and as a part of this program to this point?
So a part of the program, we've been to 3 coffee shops, but personally, probably been to every coffee
well,
shop.
yeah, sure. What has stood out about those visits to you? What have you learned from that experience?
I've learned that like every coffee shop's different. They're all unique in their own way, and they really show like the character of the owner.
Sure. Rihanna, tell us about yourself. And yeah, use that mic, please. Yep, no problem. Tell us about yourself, why you joined CEO, and what your experience has been like.
I'm not really a business person, so I kind of joined CEO just to find out what I wanted to do and learn about my community more.
Okay.
My experience has been pretty incredible. I've learned so much about myself and like others, and I've made so many new friends. I just really love it.
What has stood out about the experience? Like I know you do site visits and a lot of the one-on-one experiences with other business owners and mentors and things like that. What has stood out about this experience with not wanting to own a business in the future?
Just how everyone's path is different, and that a lot of people who own businesses now kind of started where I am, of not really knowing what you wanted to do or what you wanted to end up with, but finding that along the way.
Sure. Has there been a site visit that stood out to you?
Yes, actually last week we went up to Hourglass Medical, and they make this technology that they use in the military, and that was just so incredible to me.
That's really cool. Awesome. Definitely. Morgan, tell us about site visits that have stood out to you. Obviously coffee shops, I'm sure, but any others that have stood out that you've enjoyed?
Yeah, so my favorite site visit this year was also probably Hourglass Medical, just because I never even really thought about like the military or anything like that, but just like the lighting, you would never think about a flashlight on a helmet. It just really opened my eyes as to like the little details.
Definitely. How about you, Brooke? What has stood out for in terms of visits that you've made?
Honestly, there's so many and they're all so different, but I really enjoy the ones specifically about marketing. We get to choose what site visits we want to go on, and those are really interesting to me because I can see like that's what my career would look like.
Definitely. What like marketing firms have you been to, and what have you learned in that experience?
So we talked to Kara Huss, and she's from DCC Marketing, and I really just learned about all the different factors that go into marketing. It's a lot more than just digital media marketing. And there's so much to learn still.
Definitely. I know one of the big introductory projects that you all have to do is the first day of class. Melanie gets you all together and say, okay, you need to come up with lanyards and ID tags for yourselves. And you basically have no money. Maybe does she give you $1? I can't remember. But
nope.
Yeah, so you have to come up with this money. Girls, tell us a little bit about how you went about that project and how you made your money and came up with all those things.
So we actually had a student whose mom was able to give us the lanyards. And then I think that we just ordered the little plastic things from like Amazon.
Yeah.
And then we printed off the papers. So we went around to a lot of local businesses and explained what our program was and that this was almost like a seed money
Right.
project, and we got some donations from there.
Sure, definitely. Morgan, tell us a little bit about what it was like to come into a group with, you're not familiar with everyone. How long did it take to get familiar with your now colleagues? How about those things?
Yeah, so the first day, it was definitely awkward. We had to shake hands with all of the people in our class on the first day, and that was very nerve-wracking. I would have never done that if I was not in CEO. But it only took just after the first day, it was just like an instant connection. Everyone was so welcoming.
That's cool. That's awesome. Brooke, how about the group project and working together to come up with an idea and then executing that idea? What was that process like?
That process, it was a lot of work. We all had specific roles that we put ourselves in, and that made it easier to manage all the different tasks. But from getting sponsorships, securing a venue, it was just so much that we'd never done before.
Yeah.
But our event turned out to be really successful.
Sure. Rihanna, tell us about the event. What'd you do? Where'd you have it? How about those things?
Okay, so we had a chili cook-off and silent auction at Hickory Point Mall in Forsyth. We raised about $6,000.
No kidding.
Yeah, it was a really, really great event. We put a lot of time and effort into that. There were many, many nights of us staying up, texting each other of this is what we have to get done.
Yeah. And again, our guest in studio today from the Central Illinois CEO program, left to right, Brooke Oakley and Morgan Jones from Warrensburg Latham High School, Rihanna Munjoy from Maroa Forsyth High School. Morgan, talk to us a little bit about that money that you raised. What happens with that? Because I understand it kind of rolls over to the next semester and helps in your individual business. Talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, so the money actually gets recirculated back to us for our individual business. We went through a day called Banker Day, which we talked to local banks. They had a certain person come, and we talked to them. We told them our business plan, and we each actually got $500 from our group business that came back as seed money for our individual business.
Awesome. Well, let's dive into those individual businesses, girls. And Brooke, tell us about what you're doing for your individual business.
So my business is Tasty Traditions, and I sell Bratzels, which are traditional Swiss cookies. I decided on this business because it's always been a tradition in my family to bake them with my grandma, and I really just wanted to spread them to more people.
That's really cool. So how's that going for you?
It's going really well. I actually have a couple partnerships with different coffee shops, and I had a pop-up event that was very successful. I sold out of 71 packages.
Holy cow, man. Awesome. So things are really rolling for you. Morgan, what's your business and how is it going?
Yep. So my business is Custom Made by Mo. I sell custom sweatshirts, t-shirts, and cups. I started this business to allow others to express themselves and their creativity through my product. It's going good. I'm excited for trade show, so I've really cut down on orders so I can focus on trade show.
So what has the orders is if someone comes to you and says, I have an idea for a shirt, can you just put it together for me? Or walk me through what a customer would approach you and what that would look like?
Yeah, so I have an order form, and so they come up with their ideas, and I make it on my Cricut space, and then I send them a proof of what it looks like, and if they approve it, then I go ahead and make it. But if not, I tweak it until it's perfect what they want.
Now, I don't know if there's confidentiality you want to keep with this, but what's the most creative thing you've gotten so far?
Definitely cups have been my biggest hit.
Oh, okay.
So with cheetah print or schools, stuff like that.
Gotcha. Very good. And Rihanna, tell us about your business.
So my business is called Buddy's Bakery, and I make homemade dog treats.
No way.
Organic with 5 ingredients or less. I started because my dog got sick at one point, and so I really started researching what he was eating and started making my own treats that I knew what he was having. It's been going really, really well. I think to date, I want to say I've had 30 orders.
No kidding.
Total.
That's great.
It's been a little overwhelming, but really exciting, really fun.
Yeah. Now, do you stick to 5 basic ingredients, or is each treat with 5 ingredients or less?
There are 3 different products that I have.
Okay.
And each one has 5 basic ingredients.
That's really cool. Is it natural ingredient stuff? Like what, if you don't mind me asking?
Coconut flour is really good for dogs in comparison to whole wheat flour. So I use that. My products are gluten-free. I use peanut butter, but it's 100% peanuts.
Really?
Just stuff like that. It's it took a lot of research and a lot of time.
That's fantastic. Well, ladies, as we wrap up this first segment, I want to ask you this. Rihanna, I'll start with you. What have you learned about yourself through the CEO program?
I think I've learned how much confidence I was missing out on and how much there is like to learn that I didn't really push myself to learn. Like I set these boundaries for myself and I just learned that I can expand those and that there's like so much around me that I can.
That's really cool. That's really cool. Awesome. Morgan, how about you? What have you learned about yourself through this process?
Yeah, so I've learned really that the opportunities are like endless. Like they're all around you. You just need to go do it and just really whatever you set your mind to is possible.
Awesome. Very good. And how about you, Brooke? What have you learned about yourself through this process?
Yeah, like Rihanna said, just how much your confidence has grown over the span of 1 year. And I've learned that your network is so important. So it's just who you know. And we've met so many people this year. So.
Absolutely. Very good. If you don't mind, Rihanna, tell us about trade show, when, where, how folks get more information.
The trade show is at the Hickory Point Mall in Forsyth. It's May 4th from 5 to 7 p.m. And you can find more on our website.
Which is?
Just look up Central Illinois CEO.
All right. Google Central Illinois CEO. Very good, ladies. Well done. Thank you so much. Again, that was Brooke Oakley and Morgan Jones from Warrensburg Latham High School and Rihanna Munjoy from Maroa Forsyth High School. And we welcome in a fresh trio of students next on the WHOW Morning Show.
Let's check the markets on the RFD Radio Network. I'm DeLois Yonke. Lower for corn, quite a bit lower for soybeans. May corn down 6 1/4, 793. July down 6 1/4, 789. December down 14 1/4, 724 1/2. May soybeans down 32 1/4, 1716. July down 31 1/2, 1688. November down 26 1/2, $15.05 1/4. May wheat down 2 1/2, 1065 1/2. Kansas City up a nickel, 1142 3/4. Livestock contracts. We had May lean hogs up $1, 111.85. June live cattle down 147, 138.42. May feeders down 97, 163.87. Crude down $1.76, 102 3 cents. This is the RFD Radio Network.
New trucks and SUVs are coming here at Baum Chevrolet Buick in Clinton. This is Scott Baum. Yes, we have new inventory arriving, and you can see what will arrive right on our website. Just click on the pre-order and reserve tab. From there, you will find vehicles in transit and vehicles in production. Or just call our sales staff and we'll help. Find Silverados, Equinoxes, Blazers, including Tahoes and Suburbans, as well as our complete Buick line of SUVs. BaumChevyBuick.com. Right from the start.
Here's a supply chain update from your Clinton Save-A-Lot. Owner Dave Jackson here to let you know that despite our best efforts, many times we're seeing specific items simply disappear off of our store shelves. Our suppliers are halting production of slower items to concentrate on the higher volume products. Keeping our shelves appearing full is becoming more difficult, but you have my personal guarantee we are pulling out all of the stops to keep the freshest meat and produce and the items you buy every day stocked and on our shelves. Your Clinton Save-A-Lot appreciates your business, and we hope to see you soon.
Getting your pet's needed medications is easy with Covenant Animal Clinic in Clinton.
Yes, very convenient, especially because I live in Bloomington. It always gets delivered right to your door.
I've used the online pharmacy. It's so easy.
Click the Covenant Animal Clinic icon at DeWittDailyNews.com to learn more.
Eagle Ridge Supportive Living Indicator is affordable to everyone. Marketing Director Carla Thomas here, inviting you to schedule your tour by clicking our icon at DeWittDailyNews.com and start enjoying supportive living.
There's nothing like hearing the songs you love on local radio with no subscriptions and no monthly fees. But there's a new bill in Congress that could stop the music. If passed, this bill would tax your local radio station simply to play the music you love. Text local to 52886 and ask Congress to support local radio stations. Help us keep you connected to the music, local news, weather, and traffic that you need each day. This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
This is The Morning Show on 92.3 FM in DeWitt County, WHOW.
Top of the morning. Thanks again for being with us today. I'm your host, Seth Lawrence, and the WHOW Morning Show streams to Facebook and YouTube. It's brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton. And again, welcoming back the students from the Central Illinois CEO program. In this segment, we welcome in Boston Hale from Warrensburg-Latham High School, Grace Coffey from Blue Ridge High School, and Rachel Weisner from Maroa Forsyth High School. And guys, thanks so much for making time for us today. Boston, tell us about yourself, why you got involved in the CEO program.
All right. So I joined CEO to further my knowledge on business because that's what I want to go to college for.
Mm-hmm.
And I eventually want to own my own business. So I just wanted to learn what it took to run a business and just the concepts and stuff like that.
What kind of business do you want to own?
So my individual business, I'll get to that first.
Yeah, that's fine. Go right in.
It's auto detailing. So I kind of want to own my own shop
Mm-hmm.
and have just a bunch of stuff going on in it.
Yeah.
Like auto detailing and maybe just work on vehicles and stuff
Really?
like that.
That's cool. Awesome. Very good. Stay close to home and do that, or what do you think?
No, I'm thinking about going down south and trying to open it up down there.
Cool. Very good. How about Grace? You tell us about yourself, why you joined CEO.
Yeah, so I'm just super undecisive on what I want to do whenever I get into college.
Yeah.
So I wanted to do this because business is such a wide variety of things. You can do anything and still include it in business.
Mm-hmm.
So I just wanted to learn more about that field.
Yeah. So what have you learned?
Oh gosh, a whole ton. I mean, in August I would not be doing this.
Yeah.
So
Sure.
Yeah.
How about Rachel? Tell us about yourself and why you joined CEO.
I had an interest in business after I took a business class in high school. And so I just kind of wanted to learn about, there's so many possibilities within business. So I wanted to see what all of those were. And I've learned a lot about my community too.
Mm-hmm. So what about the business world have you come away with in this semester, or this school year, I should say?
Well, having the experience of doing our own group business and individual business has been great. But from speakers, networking is important. And we've learned a lot of soft skills, like how to shake hands and have conversations with people.
Definitely. Well, I wish I had more time. Like I told you guys in the break, I always need 5 more minutes with you. So let's start to dive into your individual businesses. Boston, we heard from you. Rachel, tell us about what you've got going on.
So the name of my business is Sincerely. It's a homemade greeting card business. I've run an Etsy shop. And then I also have custom orders too that I can do. So I create my own cards with a Cricut, and a Cricut is basically a machine that can cut out designs on it.
Cool. Have you started to take orders and things like that?
Yes, I have. I opened my Etsy shop about a month ago. I'm at about 20 sales. So it's hard to get it off the ground at the beginning.
Sure. Sure. Grace, tell us about your business. What are you doing?
So my business is GC Marketing, where I do web design, I write newsletters, and run social media pages for local businesses.
Yeah. How's that going so far?
It's going well. It's very hard to balance school and all of the accelerated classes that I'm doing along with starting this marketing business. So I hope to do a lot more over the summer and even into college.
Well, I'll tell you what, the girls mentioned it in the last segment, there's a lot of this program that spills over into your personal time. You're taking time out from, or not time out of, but it's in addition to homework, regular responsibilities, the other extracurriculars you kids are involved in. I think that's a kind of I don't want to say misunderstood, but something maybe a lot of folks don't see, that it's more than just that 7 to 9 in the morning time frame for you kids. Boston, tell me a little bit about what have you learned about yourself in this process?
So I've learned that I've just built my confidence a lot, and I've learned that when I put my mind to it, I can get a lot of stuff done.
Yeah.
And so that's probably my biggest takeaway so far.
When you started in August, would you have envisioned yourself being on the radio, talking, shaking hands with new people every week? Talk about that, I guess.
No, I would have never thought I'd been on the radio. I just didn't really think about it because usually I don't really listen to the radio.
Yeah.
I just hook up my phone.
Yeah.
But
Well, how about the aspect of communicating via the radio and being on the radio yourself? How about that?
I think it's pretty cool, but I would have never thought of being on it because
Sure.
it's just like it would have made me nervous. But like
Mm-hmm.
now, since I've like met with a bunch of people, I'm not as nervous and
Mm-hmm.
it's a lot better.
Very good. Rachel, I want to jump back to you. What have you learned about yourself?
I don't want to say the same answer, but confidence is 100% the biggest thing you learn from this.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I didn't realize how capable I was too of everything that I've done. I've always had an interest in starting a business, specifically opening an Etsy shop. So to be able to now actually have that done is really something that I'm proud of.
Very good. Grace, quickly, I apologize. I don't leave you much time. Tell us what you've learned about yourself in this process.
My biggest thing has been time management. As you said earlier, it's not just from the 7:30 to 9 that this class is. You have to do stuff afterwards, and especially for the chili cook-off and the individual business, it 24/7.
Definitely. Rachel, wrap us up today telling us about the trade show.
Yeah, so we are going to have a trade show. It's May 4th from 5 to 7 p.m. at Hickory Point Mall. It's going to be in the old Sears wing, which is about across diagonally a little bit by TJ Maxx. So that's a good place to park and
All right.
walk in through that entrance.
Very good, guys. Thank you so much for making time for us today. Again, the students from the Central Illinois CEO program on the morning show.
The Big 1520 WHOW Clinton 92.3.